Have you ever thought about why experts keep recommending fiber, even though your body can't absorb it? Well, today, that's exactly the topic we will review. For those of you who are new, my name is Naria. I'm a functional gut health registered dietitian, and let's start with a quick story. So many times I get blasted on social media about it's common sense we don't need fiber because the body doesn't absorb it. I'm following the keto diet and it's been great for gut health, and there's nothing and no one that can change my mind. And the reality is, guys, I feel that I'm at a point in life I'm not going to go back and forth because I base everything on science, my experience, and working with over 5,000 human beings and trying to help their gut microbiome. But at the same time, I understand that there is all types of education being out there, given out there, and some of it correct, some of it incorrect. So I do feel it is very important to use the platform that I have to educate you, those that are following me, so you better understand why I keep talking about fiber and if you even need it. Even though you've been following me, you probably know at this point, yes, you do. The thing is, fiber might be the most important nutrient your body doesn't absorb, and that's why it is so important. But let's start with what is fiber. So, dietary fiber is a carbohydrate, and I know a lot of people get scared with wait, fiber is a carb? Yes, but fiber is found in plants that your body, your digestive system cannot fully break down, which is a good thing. Now, there's two different types of fiber. There's soluble fiber, which dissolves in water, forms like a gel substance. And there's also insoluble fiber, which does not dissolve and actually helps bulk up your stool, which again is good. Examples of each, we'll start with soluble fiber and includes oats, chia seeds, psyllium, which I rave about, sun fiber, legumes, and for insoluble, we have whole grains, nuts, and leafy vegetables. But the question stands, why do we need something that our body does not absorb? This is huge here, friends. So make sure you're paying attention and maybe writing notes. Number one, fiber feeds the good microbes, aka the keystones in your gut. It also acts as a prebiotic, fueling beneficial gut bacteria. You see all these prebiotic supplements? Fiber serves as a prebiotic. Also, a healthy gut bacteria produce short chain fatty acids. You may have seen it as SCFA. This helps improve your gut lining and your immunity. So if you're talking about leaky gut, getting sick all the time, fiber can help with that by feeding your keystones, aka feeding your bacteria in your gut. Next, it really helps support a healthy and regular digestive system. Are you irregular? Are you constipated? Guess what's going to help? Fiber. It adds bulk, it softens the stool, it reduces constipation, prevents hemorrhoids. It really does promote regular bowel movements. So if you're having constipation, the hemorrhoids, diverticulosis, guess what's going to help? Fiber. Why? Because your body doesn't absorb it. It has to push it through. And that's one of the big things that most of my clients hear me talk about. When you gradually increase your fiber, sometimes you have some bloating. And that is because if you typically, for example, have 5 grams a day of fiber, your body's used to doing the work to push those 5 grams of fiber. But if you go from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20, well, initially your body may not be used to doing that much work, aka pushing that much fiber through your digestive system. So because of that, you may have a little bit of bloating, but for most people, it goes away in about 3 to 5 days. But let's say none of these are your issues. Well, it can prevent insulin resistance. It helps control blood sugar levels and really can support managing diabetes. Why? Because it slows glucose absorption into the bloodstream, which stabilizes the blood sugar levels. This is very beneficial, which again is good that your body doesn't absorb it, because by your body not absorbing it, the soluble fiber here is going to prevent those blood sugar peaks. Yeah. But let's say you're not worried about diabetes, even though most people do have insulin resistance, or you're not worried about constipation, even though levels of colon cancer are going up. Well, soluble fiber binds cholesterol in the intestine, reducing levels of LDL cholesterol, aka the bad cholesterol, meaning it is heart healthy, which is very beneficial because we all need and want a healthy heart. But again, let's say none of these are a problem. Well, it can help with weight management because it increases satiety. Fiber is really helpful at reducing overall calorie intake, which is why I always tell my patients who are working on weight management goals, meet your fiber goal. How much fiber are you eating? Are you at your 30, 40 plus grams of fiber? If not, boost it up, buddy, because I'm telling you, you're going to feel full. You see a pattern here. There's actually, look at all these benefits of fiber not being absorbed, because by it not being absorbed, it does all these amazing things from having a mix of soluble and insoluble fiber. Yeah. Now, I want to touch on something so important. How does fiber connect to reducing inflammation in our body? Let's talk about it. Now, fiber reduces chronic inflammation by feeding beneficial bacteria. It lowers inflammation, improves overall health, and reduces risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, obesity, autoimmune conditions, fatty liver, you name it. Fiber is connected, I promise you. So let's say you've gotten to this episode and you are fully convinced that fiber is life, because friends, it really is. Then let me share some practical ways you can work on increasing your fiber intake today to meet your fiber goal. Now, a little side note, because I am a gut health registered dietitian, this is something I always have to mention. If you are currently on your gut restoration or healing phase, you may not want to boost your fiber quite yet until your provider gives you the green light. Why? Because you may just not be ready for it, and your bloating or the constipation you may feel will last longer because you're just not ready for it. So if you're in the beginning stages, maybe the first few weeks, don't increase your fiber until your provider says yes. After, have a ball. And you want to make sure you understand where your body is comfortable. And I say that because sometimes when we've had a lot of surgeries, like if we have scarring in the intestines, we may not be able to go to 30 grams of fiber or 40 grams of fiber, which is not the end of the world. You just have to find out how much fiber your body can tolerate and stay there. So maybe right now you're 5 grams or 10 grams, but maybe your body's happy with 20. Try to gradually ease up into that fiber goal until you meet and are able to tell what your body feels comfortable with without any pain, without any flare ups. That's where you're going to want to stay or get to eventually. But again, for most people, it really is beneficial if you're working with a provider. Otherwise, you may find yourself in this kind of rabbit hole of I hate fiber for way too long. Number one, if you're not sure what type of fiber, you may want to start with some fiber. It's usually nice and easy. If you feel pretty comfortable, maybe you don't have IBS, IBD, any type of GI condition, then you could just start with psyllium. Psyllium is honestly one of my favorite fibers, and you can play around with psyllium pills, psyllium powder, and then the actual psyllium husk. I usually recommend for people to start nice and easy with the pills and or the powder, and then go up to the husk. And you always want to have chia seeds and flax seeds at home. Chia seeds, just let them be. Those are good. But with the flax seeds, get the actual seed and grind them at home to reap more benefits. Next, you may want to start to switch out some of your starch, like your bread, your rice, your pasta, for legumes, beans, potatoes, sweet potatoes. Those types of starches usually are going to have a lot more fiber in addition to minerals, vitamins that your body needs compared to the other starches. Next, start to log. Remember, awareness precedes change. So maybe you think you're following a high fiber diet, but friends, I'm going to tell you, after working with 5 to maybe even 10,000 human beings at this point, most people, at least here in America, are lucky if they're at 10 grams of fiber. And those do include people who feel they have a high fiber diet. Rarely do I have someone over 20 grams. I mean, probably less than 5 in my whole time. So what I want you to do is start to log, find out where you're actually at, and then gradually increase. A good starter point is to try to get to 25, 30 grams of fiber. But I will tell you, moving forward, for my graduates of my program who can tolerate it and myself, most of us are over 50 to 60 grams of fiber a day. And again, little reminder, friends, please gradually increase your fiber intake to prevent digestive discomfort and to ensure adequate water intake. If you just boost up your fiber and you're not drinking enough water, you're not going to be happy. You're going to feel very bloated, even constipated, disgusted, and you're going to maybe hate fiber. So guys, just one thing at a time. But when you increase fiber, you have to increase your water. There's just no other way. Friends, at the end of the day, I will tell you, as a registered dietitian who's been specializing in digestive health for the last few years, I can tell you that moving forward, what I've really learned is that fiber and protein are going to be your best friends. I know there's a lot of confusion on this diet, this, that, so blah, 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 blah. But honestly, in simple terms, what's worked with thousands of people, even myself, this is what I practice. Protein and fiber are key. So when you're making your meals, really prioritize your protein and fiber. I know protein gets like all the highlight, it's like the favorite child. But I'm going to tell you, if you pair your fiber with your protein, a lot of issues that people experience, especially chronic diseases that are preventable, won't have to be in your future. Even if you currently have them, I'm going to tell you that if you focus on these two things, that they should be very controlled to where you should be able to reduce or even get off your medication with your doctor's approval. That's literally the power of low fat proteins and plant based fibers. I've seen it, guys. It really works. So, to end here, friends, fiber is essential precisely because it's not fully absorbed. It supports gut bacteria, the beneficial bacteria. It supports digestion, heart health, prevents inflammation, controls inflammation, helps with weight management goals. You see, there's so much to this. Really aim to include fiber rich foods daily, like I mentioned, about 30 plus grams a day. Fiber is vital for long-term health and disease prevention. It works. Now I'm curious, if you're already a fiber fan like myself, comment below your favorite recipe or even food. But maybe you're not a fiber fan, and maybe this is sparking a thought or planting a seed there. Really look into this, friend, because I promise you, your body's going to be very grateful. But either way, if you agree or disagree, I'd love to hear your comments below. Now, if you're totally new and you have no idea who I am, but you're curious of this, I have a ton of free resources. The one that I'll make available is my gut health and longevity guide. It's wonderful to just kind of plant those seeds and get you started on your fiber game and healthy aging. Or maybe you're here because you're dealing with digestive issues and you haven't found the right answers. I would love to offer a free discovery call to learn a little bit more about your case and determine what would be the next step for you. Maybe it's functional testing, or maybe it's just being mindful on fiber. Either way, I'll leave those two links for you below. Till next time, friends. Bye.